Okay. Hopefully. Hopefully this is working. Hopefully this is. Let me see here. Alright. Gotta make sure. Alright. I've been meaning to talk about this censorship, about what's going on in Europe. And it's not just Europe. We have it happening in Russia as well. And there's a lot to talk about this because it's really bad when it starts this, because it starts out as a snowball, it turns into an avalanche. And the avalanche is that everything gets censored. It's bad enough what we have in the United States with the COVID thing and everything else about having difference of opinions. When you destroy one opinion about something, it destroys a person's opinion or opinions about everything else. You have to either have one opinion like a certain body does of people, or else you get called out, as a bad person, just a piece of shit or whatever. The thing is, we're all supposed to love each other as much as possible, even having a difference of opinion. But now to this, the porn industry and stuff like that, everything goes together. Okay? It goes, okay, there's no real freedom of speech in Europe. Not like we're supposed to have in the United States, and we don't have free speech here in the U.S. We don't. That changed with 9/11 and stuff like that, and everything else. What you can say, things we used to say used to be harmless, and people did get wacky about it. They go out and kill people. At most, you get into a good fist fight, have a good fight, go back home, have respect. Nowadays, people are killing each other. But what it is with these 5 adult websites, okay, is that they're doing this at a bad time, and they're doing it at a time when people are taken off guard. And they're taking advantage of the situation. They are making up stories such as sex trafficking to make sex industry look bad as a whole. They will make up any sick, twisted story to fit their stupid agenda. Okay? Now, they're going to be talking about, these countries will be talking about sex trafficking kids. That's never okay. Never okay. Those people that do that to kids should be killed systematically. However, sex, no matter what happens, if you try to do something, they're just going to take it underground. You can't stop sex. Not only that, but these damn politicians are the same politicians that are trying to get rid of this, are the same people, most of the time, that watch it in their own homes and do stuff behind closed doors that they're not supposed to do. We have, when it comes to politicians, all of them are bad. And I've known some politicians personally. I've known politicians that have said, I could get away with murder. And some people said, yeah, probably right. He probably can get away with murder. That's a politician for you. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle, they're corrupt, vile, sick sons of bitches. And everything. And I know personally what I'm talking about. Most people don't know politicians personally like I have. And until you do, you don't really have a right to say anything until you do. Politicians put on a face, they put on a mask, an acting mask. They say one thing and they do another. Now, we got, okay, X Hamster, X Videos, XNXX. Good stuff, by the way. They have cracked down on their sites on what is supposed to be underage stuff, which is good and everything. And it has nothing to do with children's rights a lot of the time. It's just a bunch of politicians with sick, selfish, self-centered motives trying to demonize sex as a whole. Sex is a beautiful thing. Sex is good. It can also make us healthier. It helps us with relationships if done right. Sexual communication. We learn how to have sex. A lot of people don't know how to have sex. It sounds crazy, but they don't. And these sites in particular and other adult ones actually help people learn more about sex and, giving pleasure to their partners. Okay? And when they try to destroy the porn industry, they're going to put children in there and stuff like that just because of their own sick, twisted imaginations that they put in there. Okay? If this was another industry, they do the same thing. They try to demonize it with something else to fit their own self-centered motives. And this is what the Europeans are doing. The Europeans, started, I remember back in the 50s, they started the revolution, the film revolution, where they started allowing sex again. It was just after, World War II, and they had pretty much made things conservative because everybody looks at what the United States does as a whole. And whatever the United States does, we have to follow them. They're the big power. We gotta look up to those guys. And most people in the United States have no idea how Europe looks up to the United States, which is bad, really, because there's a lot of two-facers in the United States. And stuff. First of all, parts of Europe, 16 you're an adult, not 18. It depends on the country in the European Union, okay? I gotta point that out. It's mainly pretty much the United States where it's 18, and stuff like that. But yeah, these sites, well, I've been to them. How many of us have actually been to these sites? And then it's like, no, I've never been there. Oh my God, help me. Just admit to it. Because sex can be a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. It makes us feel better. And when we're sick, sometimes it can make us feel better. It releases chemicals in our brains. Okay? It releases things that make us feel better. And these people are so sick in their minds that they will say anything and do anything to demonize sex and the sex industry. And that's not okay. We have too much censorship in Europe, Australia, all these other countries, China, Russia, and the United States as it is. And if you don't like what you see, shut the fuck up and change the channel. Change the channel. Grow up. Okay? You don't like what somebody says, you don't like what I say, you can change the channel. But don't be an idiot, and attack a person because they think differently. Unless somebody attacks you at your core, your mental core, your soul, it's usually better just to ignore it. Especially in the days of stupid social media, that we have, this bullshit going on with people where they just want to attack other people because, it's like a mob mentality. A group of people go after one person and everybody has to get in on the action. It's like a group of dogs, they just go after, the same thing because the other dogs are going after it. They don't think about it, they just go after it, It's the same with social media, and yes, this does have to do with censorship. What I'm talking, everything I'm talking about, it connects together because it's good to be different and to like different things. It's not good to censor stuff because then you're going to find yourself being censored. I find myself being censored over stuff that should not be censored. In this country, we already do not have freedom of speech. We don't. And me being related to U.S. presidents, I do have a lot more say in some ways than some other people think. A lot of people want me to do stuff to change the country. Me, I'd like to be I'd like to have some peace and serenity in my life. But I see shit like this, and it burns me up. It's like a volcano, because you censor sex, and they're already censoring everything else that has to do, with COVID or whatever, having different opinions. I've done virology, and everything in the world now is like a world dictatorship. A world dictatorship that we're living in. Being told to do this, we have a bunch of idiots and criminals up on the Hill, Senate, Congress, wherever, saying for us to do one thing and they do another thing. Look what Newsom has done, for Christ's sake, in California here. He tells us, get the shot, wear a mask. He doesn't do all that much. All these other people are hypocrites and self-degenerates. And it's good to have age verification. It is. I understand that. Then again, in Europe, sex was more open. I think it still is. I think they're just, people in America don't know, unless you've been to Europe, people from Europe like I do. It's a lot more open over there, even with kids. It's a lot more open, where what is open in Europe is not okay over here. It's a taboo. And I like Europe having more of an open mind. And who the hell is getting into these stupid offices? They ought to be taken out, dragged out of office. Jesus Christ, in the old days, that's what we would do. State censorship, German, segregate. Neither the French, German, nor UK proposals to segregate adult content behind a soft paywall, where credit card numbers must be compulsorily provided to targeted websites to verify age. even when no charge is being processed, have explained who defines pornographic, oh, that's bad. Who defines, yeah, pornographic website or pornography? I hate the word porn. I hate it because these conservatives, and I can't believe I used to be one. I'm above politics. I have evolved past politics and politicians. They're trash. And if you only believe in a political view, like I said, you're probably nothing more than a political tool. Pretty much you are. Because you're doing their, um, you're programmed a certain way, you're doing their bidding. Their bidding. And as humans, we are supposed to evolve and have our own minds and decisions about things. And in social media, too, if you don't have the right mind, you get attacked by a bunch of idiots. They're unintelligent and say you have to be a certain way or you're bad when they're the ones that are bad. Verify some companies are currently being targeted and not others. Yeah, that does happen. What they want to do, and this will happen in every country, not just in parts of the EU. That's how law enforcement also does it as well. They go after a certain targeted big entity group or entities. They take them down first to make an example out of them, and then they go after the other group, systematically taking off their heads, as they put it, heads of a snake or whatever. It's also like a military thing. Or have they addressed the impact on freedom of expression and access to legal content? Again, again, in the EU, it was, at least before, not every country is age 18 for adult. You could be up to 15 and be an adult. We have, in our country, we made the Constitution freedom of expression, the freedom of speech, which we don't really have anymore. If we want rights, we have to fight for it. Actively, we have to be seen and not heard. You want to do something? Talk about be seen. Don't be heard. Because being heard means nothing. And more concerning for content creators. The next step in the European move towards age verification could likely target non-pornographic, but relatively open-minded and non-restrictive. You see, this is why everything fits together. Everybody. Everybody listen. That has a mind, listen. Everyone that has a free will, listen. Everybody that has ears, listen to me. When they go after porn, they're going after everybody else that has a different mind other than these stupid politicians do. If you do not think like them, you are trash. You are evil. You are a demon. You are Satan. Just about. If you do not think a certain way, we will come after you. And they're doing this in the UK already. They're doing this in Australia. If people have a certain, if they have a certain different opinion, and let's say call them stupid or whatever, retards or whatever, they'll come to your fucking house, knock on your door, and say, hey, did you do this? This is the Gestapo. This is the Nazis. all over again. This is history repeating itself. What we have in Israel is also repeating itself with COVID, about being put in internment camps. It's not okay. The shit has to stop. And we are all in this world together. We live in a world where aliens exist. I know because I've been around stuff like that. I've been around classified stuff. My father has. I know people that have been around stuff. We are one race, and that is the human race. That's all it is. There is no black, white. Stop the bullshit. We are nothing to extraterrestrials but the human race. That is what we are. Okay? Extraterrestrials don't come down and say, hey, what's this white person, what's this black person say? No, they say, what is this stupid monkey human boy doing, human girl doing? Why are they shooting at us? Well, let's send the bullets back at them. Okay? We're all in this together. We all have to fight for each other's freedoms of speech and expression. Now, another reason why I came online for live chat. And hopefully people remember this because it's very important. Alright? Russia. The land of Putin. Oh my God, I gotta be careful what I say because like McCain, I have a home there in Moscow, summer home of twigs and branches, but let's not get technical. Okay? And if I say something bad, I could get poisoned. Lord help me. I remember, I need to think about what I gotta say here. Because there are classified stuff going on. I remember my father talking about it, and other people in intelligence talking about where they should kill Putin way back. You know, Putin is from the Stasi, East Germany. He is a trained assassin. And the day that the Iron Curtain fell, the Berlin Wall and all that, he said the worst mistake Russia made was the end to communism. Think about that. He kills, he believes in murder for what he believes he has to do. The Russian people are good. Just like people in China are good. I love them. The people of Russia are good people. They're fucking hard-ass workers. Those people in Russia could put us people in the United States to shame for what they've gone through. Same with the Chinese and shit. Yeah, they go through it. Hard workers. Hard people. And, you know, that there is no government in Russia. It's the government of Putin. It's the Putin Incorporated. You might as well call Russia Putin. Because he is in charge there when it comes down to it. There have only been a couple people that have gotten away with actually just about standing up to him, and that didn't last long either. They had to dial it down a notch, or else they would end up in the slab too, you know, in the morgue. With Russia, if he doesn't like porn, he can get rid of it with a say-so. There is no real legal judicial process as, well, we don't have a good justice system here. We have an injustice system. I've been through the justice system. It's an injustice system. Unless you have money, you're going to jail or prison. Doesn't matter what color you are in this country, the U.S. It's the same way over there in Russia as well.